I thought we had some good spurts early game, but we knew the best way for us to win the game is get stops. They had a 16-point fourth quarter, which shows what we capable of. We know what we can do when we really locked in.
Russ, have you been surprised at that stretch of 14 minutes of just like you said, I mean, to use the words locked in, sort of defensive basketball, that it hadn't come to this point?
We're just getting there. Like we've been getting guys playing, getting used to playing on the court with each other. Bron missed the last 2 games, had him back tonight. Guys are in and out of the rotation, trying to figure out how to get it together, and we're doing it. And that's all that matters. We're moving in the right direction, and that's all we can ask for.
Russ, I think you mentioned to Trudell in your post-game walk-off that something along the lines of this team, you got to create a lot of possessions because it'll allow you to look the way you want to look. Frank mentioned that that's really the only way you do that is defensively. Mm-hmm. So how are those things working together right now?
Yeah, I mean, we made an emphasis and talked about it, and we know we got to do a better job of constantly getting more possessions and getting more shots, and not turnovers, but actually getting shots at the rim. Finding ways to be able to get shots when we do. It's real positive for us. As you've seen, to close the game out, got shots at the rim and open threes, and then really beneficial for us.
And just wondered at halftime, was there a particular message or anything from the coaches about the defensive side of the floor and how you came into have a big impact on that end?
The coaches just preached to stay with our schemes and really just execute our schemes, and we'll be fine. They did a really good job on the offensive rebound, which they do. I think they're 4th in the league on offensive rebound. So we knew going into the game that's what they do. So we really needed to just stick to our scheme and just go out there and play as hard as possible.
Austin, playing hard seems to be something that as soon as you step on the court, like, you can't avoid it. Have you noticed the way you play rubbing off on even more veteran, experienced teammates, or just maybe – particularly in that third quarter, the way all of you seem to play kind of hard together?
Yeah, I feel like energy is a real thing. Like you can feel it. You can feel negative energy. So when you bring positive energy, I think everybody just feeds off of it. Everybody really brings positive energy. It kind of starts with Dwight and Russ. They're talkative all the time, bringing good energy, but really just I know my job is to go in and play as hard as possible, do anything I can do to help the team be successful. So that's what I try to do, and if it gets us going, then good.
Austin, is there a sense within this team that you guys are kind of close to figuring some maybe bigger picture things out? That's probably the best defense consistency stretch you guys have had this year. Has that felt kind of close and maybe just a little out of reach before tonight?
I mean, yeah, this is our 6th game, so it's still going to take a little bit of time to really get everybody clicking on the same cylinder, just because I think there's 11 or 12 new guys on the team. So chemistry is a big thing, and really just playing with each other over and over again is going to build that. So it's going to take a little longer, but we're taking the right steps forward.
Thanks, Austin.
With Mike in the media.
Frank, what did you see as the reason for all the early turnovers and the defensive miscues, and what were the things that you guys were able to clean up and get back into it?
Yeah, I mean, turnovers, we're still learning each other, and we're still, trying to figure out what it takes to execute great ball security. You know what I mean? It's not all on the ball handler. You know what I mean? When we're not spacing appropriately and we're screening poorly, like we had to call a couple of timeouts to clean up and fix, the ball handler is going to be put in a bad position. So some of it was that. We'll continue to look at the other things, but defensively, disappointed in the first half. I mean, there's no other way to put it. We spent a lot of time trying to get that end of the floor better and improved, and build that cohesion. And we're spirited in some of the timeouts and spirited at halftime, and had a much better second half, in particular in the fourth quarter. And that's the mindset we got to have is, winning time in the fourth quarter. We want to be a lockdown defense.
How much have you liked Melo in that action with LeBron and AD and screen roll and just kind of him as that spot-up guy? What's the key in that situation?
He's one of the best in the league, in that, way he's transitioned his role, his game. I mean, he's a professional scorer throughout his career. And he's, to his credit, has really made a transition to be an elite catch-and-shoot guy, that has good size, that can shoot with a hand in his face. And 6 for 8 from the three, a lot of huge buckets, big part of the win.
Frank, we've been talking about your defense for a couple days now, and you see that fourth quarter, 16 points. What does that represent for you, and what do you think you guys did really well in that final frame?
Yeah, it's a step. I think we got our bigs up on some great ball handlers, whether it was Sexton or Garland, and I thought we fouled. We didn't really foul less, but when we were able to not foul, that's when we gained some traction. But I've been winding our guys up to protect the damn rim way better than we're doing, and it was very disappointed in the first half. And we continued on the theme. That's the whole theme of the day. And we had some great rim collisions in the fourth quarter, finally. And that's something we can build on.
Right, there was a lot of basketball after this sequence I want to ask you about, but towards the end of the first half, LeBron and Russ had consecutive plays, I think, where Russ is pushing it and finds LeBron, and they're both going breakneck speed. How have you seen that start to coalesce, their chemistry in the open court?
The open court chemistry has been there since day one. Like when I was talking to you guys about how good they've looked in practice, that's what I've seen. Like those open court situations have been really dynamic, really exciting, really fun to be a part of, and and we're seeing that. We saw that tonight. Like the plays or the sequence you just alluded to. So, we have to defend, to create those, and we got to play without fouling, to create those open court situations, and we haven't done that enough. But we're working very hard on it, and we're making progress. Tonight was a big step. We're a second half, a bad second half, a complacent second half away from a 4-game win streak, and I like the direction we're going.
Russell Westbrook, it's the first time we've had you after the game in this setting. Just wonder what it's like for you being here in L.A., home, seeing the streamers come down. You got Dwight and Melo out there hitting threes. How are you taking it all in so far?
Oh, man, it's great, man. Everything is strictly a blessing. I don't take none of it for granted. I give all the thanks to the man above just for allowing me to be in this situation, this arena, around so many great people. It's a great win for us tonight. Take care of home court. So I'm happy we won.
All right, so first half, a lot of turnovers, right, for the team. 15 to cut them out in the second half. What was the key to doing that and just getting some possessions?
Getting shots instead of turning the ball over. First half, they took a lot more shots and a lot more possessions, and we know when we put the ball on the scoreboard, people have a hard time beating us. So,
you, LeBron, and AD have all mentioned this is going to take some time, but what are the things that you're starting to see work for you? What are the things you're building?
Just figuring out our space and figuring out what sets work for us, figuring out how to play on the court with each other, and we're going to get it together. That's all that matters is we win the games alone during that time, and that's all that matters.
Finally, Russ, you're home a lot for the next couple of weeks, almost every game but one at Staples Center. Can that help you as you start to build here?
Definitely, man. These fans, the city, we got to take care of home court, and ain't nothing like playing at Staples Center. So.